And I'm not joking around.
Oh, boy.
Welcome to Boys, episode 175.
Holy shit, we made it to 175, Robbie.
It's a crucial number.
It kind of is in the way, why do we do that? It's always like, here's the, you're seeing it a lot lately with bands going on tours of like anniversary tours. It's like 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. It's all in increments of 5.
Right.
Is the big, and guess what? Is an increment of 5, Robbie.
175.
175.
I knew it. Yes.
But have you seen these bands doing like, it's the 28th anniversary? Dude, no.
Right. No, you got to round it to the 5 at least.
You're trying to cash in, and it's not even an album that people give a shit about.
Right.
It's like the 28th anniversary of this fucking album that never even got a single off of it.
Like, it's the 21st anniversary of the Black Crowes follow-up to Amorica. But it says follow-up in tiny letters.
Right.
Were they the ones that had the cover with the American flag bikini with the pubes? I believe that was Amorica was the name of the album.
Yeah, and I thought that was sexy.
Dude, there were a few albums growing up.
You put a pubis on an album cover,
oh yeah,
I'm spanking to it.
Dude, Black Crowes Amorica was a hot one.
That one was also interactive. It had it was fuzzy on the pubes, right?
I don't know.
I think it was. There may have been like limited edition.
Maybe.
Where the pubes were fuzzy.
Maybe. There was that one.
Mm-hmm.
There was Sugar Ray, Lemonade and Brownies.
Oh God, there's what do you call that in photography where it's like whited out?
Yeah, it's like very soft, like Vaseline the lens.
She's on like a fuzzy,
like a white furry quilt thing, and I forget the name of the model, but she was like the shit at the time.
There was ample side boob.
There was side boob. There was an arched back. There was it was a naked woman. Also, I would say Ween chocolate and cheese.
Oh yeah, with the belt buckle
and the big boob,
underboob.
Like the underboob. Maybe it's the boob factor.
I think they may have pioneered underboob. That was the first time I ever saw it prominently displayed.
Maybe. There's also that Rolling Stones album.
But it was a dude's dick, right?
Yeah.
But that was
side pipe, dude,
on the vinyl.
total side pipe.
And again, another interactive. I think on the vinyl, that Rolling Stones record, the zipper, you can pull something out of the zipper.
I want to say you could at least unzip the zipper.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, a hot album cover is so cool.
Yeah.
It's to this day.
Yeah. Didn't White Zombie have one that was...
They had super sexy swinging sounds. They had the girl in the hammock.
Lords of Acid.
Oh, baby.
With the drawn titties.
Oh, the coupe drawing of the Devil Girls.
Well, if you draw... Yeah. Dude, that coupe got around with some album covers.
Dude, he did. He did No Effects. I heard they suck live. He did MXPX Live in General.
He did
a bunch.
Quite a few.
Oh, coupe. Man, I have... In my box of cringe, my box of memories under my bed, like all my old photos that, thank God, they're not digital. I have probably 8 to 10... vintage at this point, coupe stickers that I bought from Hot Topic when I worked there in 1999.
I remember those.
Yeah, like one is like the classic devil head smoking a cigar. One's like a green Martian girl.
Is the devil kind of head tilted down a little bit? Yeah.
I believe the dude from Real Big Fish had that sticker on his guitar at one point.
I believe so.
I have... And then several of the classic coupe devil girl. I have one of a girl like on a leopard print like blanket.
Yeah.
But she's like spreading her legs very seductively. She's clothed down there.
Sure.
But it's very seductive. She's got a whip. And then I've got a few that are like a little more risque. Like, I'm sure you've seen it. There's like the 2 devil girls and one is like sucking the other one's tail, but it looks like a blowjob.
Yeah. Because it's going through the legs.
Oh man. And I had those stickers. I was probably 17, 18 when I got those, and old enough to buy smut.
You don't want the parents to find it.
No, but I did. Yeah, I kept them hidden. But like any little token you had as a young man, you'd like pull them out and look at them.
Oh yeah.
Like when I had like a Playboy when I was 14 or 15, it was like I kept it hidden.
Yeah.
But you'd pull it out almost like ceremoniously.
Was it in your box? Remember on the
boys box?
The boys box.
Yeah.
With your snipe. Of a Black and Mild they haven't finished?
Yeah, maybe a Black and Mild, or maybe like some... Do you remember the Swisher Sweet little cigars?
Oh, yeah.
Those were pretty abundant as like a 14-year-old boy. I don't know why, but those were easy to... Like in the prison society of junior high.
The junior high boys prison society.
Yes.
Totally.
That was... those were pretty easy to use as currency.
Hey, I'll trade you... I heard you have a half of a joint. I'll trade you one of these coupe stickers for half of a joint.
I'm trying to think of things I traded for a joint when I was a kid. Definitely like CDs.
Oh, burnt CDs?
Maybe.
Home ripped?
Yeah, maybe with some Sharpie written on the outside.
I heard you like Smashing Pumpkins. I ripped Melancholy. It's on
2 CDs.
I had to put it on 3 because I had those shitty Memorexes that
Not quite as long.
30 minutes long.
Man, we have a great extra special show for you today. We have a lot to talk about. So before we get into the show, we do want to give a warning. Joshua Jack and Robbie Ray went and saw The Joker yesterday.
Finally!
Or is it just Joker? I think it's just Joker.
Which I think is classy.
Yeah.
It puts more of a film noir
Joker
vibe to it.
And I love that word. So I was happy to see it flash on the big screen.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
But
we'll get into it.
But I do want to say, if you're listening and you haven't seen the movie and you plan on seeing the movie, skip this episode or at least skip the first, 20, 30 minutes.
Do that thing on your Downcast or whatever, wherever you're listening to it, and put save for later.
Oh, yeah. Good.
And it'll remind you.
Yeah. Because we saw it yesterday. We went to Tinseltown in Oklahoma City.
The best.
Had a matinee.
Yeah.
And I was really excited to talk about it. So our initial plan was to podcast yesterday right after the movie.
Right. Well, things happened.
Yeah, well, a lot of things happened. But I got in the car with you. You drove yesterday, which was awesome. And the first thing I said was, we might have to wait till tomorrow to podcast. There's a lot to unpack with this movie.
Yeah.
And maybe could we wait till tomorrow? Because A, I want to think about the movie, and B, I want to spend a few hours going down the YouTube rabbit hole of Easter eggs, conspiracies, things you might have missed.
Got to hit every Screen Rant video about it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to get into anything where it's too political or too nefarious.
Or too goofy.
Yeah. But I did want to hear some Easter egg theories, blah, blah, blah. Having said all that, we'll get to that shortly. But first, some advertisements. Boys Podcast is...
That was weird. We did at the same time.
BoysPodcast.com. It's a hub of all things boys. There you will find links to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as that golden donate button. Smash that button. I ain't joking around.
Boys is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify. On Spotify, you got to search us all one word, all lowercase, Boys Podcasts. You're going to find every goddamn episode we've ever... Hey.
Language.
This is a rated R app.
Okay.
Rated R movie.
Oh.
Rated R app.
Oh, I like the congruence.
Right? So you'll find every episode there. Give us a listen. Give us a follow. Everywhere you can follow. Subscribe where you can subscribe. And like Robbie said, share. Share the shit out of this.
Please do. Also, email us, boys@boyspodcast.com. Send us some feedback. Put your physical address in the bottom of the email. We'll send you some free stickers. Bonus points if you send us your best Joker cosplay selfie. We would like that. Thank you, Richard and Dave, for the emails. We got some more coming in. I'm getting the stickers out right now. Thank you. Appreciate you.
I don't know how we're going to fit these new stickers in an envelope.
They're big. That's no joke.
Hey, speaking of vintage and retro and 80s, these big-ass stickers.
Oh, so good.
Thank you to our sponsors, Anthem, anthembrewing.com. 908 Southwest 4th Street is the location of the tap room. They just unveiled a bunch of new beers for the new season. You know what's what I love about breweries? When do you think seasons change? 4 months?
I would say the seasons, there's 4 seasons in a year, so
3 months.
Technically every 3 months. I think some are a little bit longer than others. I think it's kind of an egg-shaped thing.
Well, now with global warming, we're getting 2 seasons.
Say goodbye to the seasons. Kiss those seasons goodbye.
Goodbye to the seasons. What an emo album. They have a bunch of new beers on tap. Go check them out. Tell them Boy sent you. They'll love it. We'll love you for loving their beers.
And get you some beer while you're there.
You pick up a sixer.
Say, hey, I'm already here. I might as well get a growler, a sixer, maybe a shirt.
I was going to say a t-shirt, a beanie. It's getting cold out there. Fat Bison, fatbison.com. Maker of amazing, I almost said the word delicious again. I don't know why, because I'm picturing his beautiful face.
Well, they could be delicious because you could get a cutting board.
Charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. I might have him make a charcuterie board for my wife.
A big spread.
Fatbison.com. Check him out. Champion Vintage. Thanks to everyone who came to the Industry Flea.
I heard it went pretty well.
On October 19th. Yeah, it was a little windy from what I heard.
Yeah.
A little windy.
Yep.
But, thanks for coming out. Check them out. Champion_vintage_OKC on Instagram. They're working on a website to give you shit without even having to leave your damn house. I'm just cursing up a storm.
That's all right.
I'm in that rated R mode.
You are, man. You ain't joking around. Lastly, thank you for the donations, the feedback, the telling of a friend, all of the shit we say week after week after week. We really appreciate you. It keeps the show going. It keeps us motivated. It keeps the Joker joking. I feel like all these Joker jokes are getting the same reaction to his stand-up routine in the movie.
Yeah.
Ooh, bad. Let's get into that. On with the show. Okay, we're here. I've got my pup in my lap. It's a beautiful Sunday. Again, it's weird. We're recording this during the day. I'll be traveling a little bit next week. So we're doing this on Sunday afternoon, and it always feels so different in the studio.
Jet set Robbie flying out again.
They call me the world-traveling kid.
You know what? When we do these, when you have to go out of town, or if I'm not going to be here, and we try to shove one in, we normally record at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
This is daytime. We used to record on Sundays. We had like a set schedule that we would keep for probably every 2 months, like a season.
Right? Yeah.
I like it. It's a different vibe. I wouldn't say I'd want to do it every time, but since we're talking about a hardcore, gritty film, I'd rather it be with daylight, so I'm not scared in my pants.
Right. It's the matinee of podcasts, if you will.
Oh, it is.
And speaking of, like I said in the intro, we went and saw a matinee of The Joker yesterday. Now, I'm going to be honest. I joked around a lot about The Joker as far as like it was a movie for neckbeards.
Right.
See, I'm not a big movie buff.
Right.
In addition to that, furthermore, I am not a comic book movie guy. Yes, I've seen some. Yes, I've enjoyed them. But I'm not like, ooh, I got to get to the Avengers 18 at midnight on Thursday.
Right. I'm not going to go see Spider-Man Far From Home.
Right. I like to watch them in the comfort of my home on my schedule.
When they're streamable.
Yeah. Having said that, when I saw this new Joker movie, when I saw the preview for it, I should say, the trailer, my first thought was, is this what the world really needs? Like, do we really need another origin story for another villain, superhero, whatever?
Sure.
And I thought, man, now, having said that, I have been a Joaquin Phoenix fan.
A walking Phoenix?
Joaquin.
When I was a kid, I thought his name was Walking Phoenix.
I thought it was Walking Phoenix. That's a little joke I like to say. Oh.
That's my joke. What's that? Wow, not Ralph Wiggum. Who's the chief of police?
I don't know. It sounded like Peter Griffin.
Who's the Joker?
It's Wiggum. What's his name? Damn.
Chief Wiggum.
Chief Wiggum. Mr. Wiggum. Tyrone Wiggums.
Tyrone Wiggums.
So yeah.
Halloween costume. Mashup.
Oh, that'd be great. I thought when I first saw the preview for the Joker, the trailer, I was like, yeah, nah. I was like, I like Joaquin Phoenix.
Right.
But I don't care about this movie. Then I got to thinking about it, and I saw another trailer, like a more extended trailer, and I was like, that really kind of looks interesting.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of jokes. I probably made some on the show or made some to friends, like, 1 ticket to Joker, please. Tip fedora, neckbeard.
Batman fedora.
Yeah. But my curiosity got the best of me, and there we were sitting in the theater yesterday.
I love a good matinee, man. I'll tell you that much.
It was nice. So, yeah, we went to Tinseltown for, like, what was it, a 3 o'clock showing?
3 o'clock showing, yeah.
Something like that. And movie starts. I got my popcorn. I got my Dr. Pepper. I'm ready to go.
Get your treats.
Yeah, dude. I'm all in.
Cinema treats.
I'm comfy. It was like a half full cinema, I would say.
That's what surprised me. So the movie's been out for like 3 weeks now. I was surprised that not only were there multiple theaters showing screens showing the movie, that each screen was doing it every hour on the hour. That's a bunch. It's still fucking killing.
Yeah, man.
That's how good this movie is.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to suck Joker's dick here, but it's great.
It was great. From the, as I've heard, going back, I'm getting ahead of myself. I tried to stay pretty blind to any spoilers, plot points.
Dude, it's hard to do these days.
Yeah, it is, man. With me being addicted to social media and YouTube and the internet in general, it was really hard to stay away from those kind of things. But I did, for the most part. I did hear some like, oh, this is a really good movie.
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera. But I successfully avoided any major spoilers or plot points.
You know what I kept hearing? I watch a lot of things on the YouTubes, like short little things. Like I like when people rip apart movies.
Mhm.
I don't know why. It feeds like the evil in me.
Sure.
Or if just like just shits on a movie. No one shits on this one, but they'll say spoilers ahead, blah blah blah. So I'll stop. But they always say before the spoilers, like, here's the thing you got to know about Joker. You can't. Oh, he's an unreliable narrator. I'm like,
Right.
Okay, we get it.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's not all there.
So I went into this movie thinking, he's an unreliable narrator. None of it's real, or all of it's real.
Right.
And he's just that fucking loco.
So we get there, we sit down and we watch the movie. As I kind of heard, it starts a little slow.
Right.
Brooding, I would say.
I like that it started with the old school, I keep wanting to say vintage, the throwback Warner Brothers logo.
Yeah.
Oh, that was tight.
Yeah, that was great. It kind of set the intro, the opening scene really kind of set the pace for the show. And we don't have to go over every scene shot by shot, obviously,
Right.
but it started out a little bit slow and brooding.
Mm-hmm.
I kept thinking like, all right, when's the shit going to hit the fan? When's he going to snap? And it came and it happened. I will say this. Joaquin Phoenix, hell of an actor.
Dude. Always has been.
If we were to rate the Jokers,
Mm-hmm.
and because I've seen pretty much every Batman movie.
On a scale of ha to ha 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 ha.
On a scale of ha 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 to hi.
Ooh.
Or maybe the middle would be why so serious.
Yeah.
What would you? How would you rate the Jokers? As performed by the actors.
I think with
Mark, what's the Mark Hamill?
yeah,
He's not included. I'm talking modern Jokers.
live action Jokers.
Modern Jokers.
Here's the thing. So, what do they say? With time comes. I'm just gonna make one up. With time comes realization.
Okay, that's
you
nice.
you learn new things about things. So, Heath Ledger's Joker was put on this pedestal of holy shit. I've never seen acting. Move over Meryl Streep. Move over Marlon fucking Brando.
Right.
Heath Ledger is dead and the best actor of all time.
Yeah.
Having said that, I've gone back and revisited Dark Knight. It's good. A lot of plot holes. And his Joker was good.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, after seeing this one, like, nah, man. I'm going to put Heath Ledger Joker number one. Like
Okay.
that. Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right up top.
Top Joker.
Top Joker. I'm going to do to tie. I mean, there's only really 3 Jokers, right?
Well, you got Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
You got Jared Leto.
Oh, I forgot about the Leto. So I'm going to go, you know what? This is going to be a hot take. Joaquin at top. Second place, Jack Nicholson. Third place, and it's kind of they're right. It was photo finish with second and third.
Okay.
With Heath Ledger. And then I'm going to put Cesar Romero, 2, and then just not even getting a bronze, fucking Leto.
I don't know my exact ranking, but I would put Joaquin at the top.
It was good.
What I loved about it is Heath Ledger's Joker was cool. Like, I liked it. I liked he was just like super unhinged and like over the top.
Yeah.
Joaquin's was more believable. Like, that could really be a person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like Heath Ledger knew how to like, he knew explosives and he knew like guns and he knew this and that. And it's like, no, that you'd really have to like be a special kind of person.
And if you go back and rewatch Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's Joker relied heavily on luck. It's like, he's not a criminal, Matt. Yeah, but certain things had to happen for the movie to happen.
Right.
True, but it just seemed like a lot of theatrics.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas what I liked about Joaquin's Joker is it was subtle, and you can see the switch from like everyday Arthur Fleck, mental illness, being shit on by society, and from the first kill, spoilers, you can see it in his eyes. Like, he's such a great actor. You can see it in his eyes, like the change start to happen of like, and he feels like he's finding a little bit more of himself with each kill.
Totally.
Toward the last one, he's just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't exist anymore.
It was an incredible movie, and I would go as far. I wouldn't say it was a good comic book movie, because it didn't really follow the tropes and the norms of a comic book movie, a big over-budgeted superhero movie. It was just a damn good movie.
Yeah, it was a good film.
And it was so good. And I'm, like I said, I'm not the biggest movie buff, but it was so good when the credits rolled. I thought to myself, I could sit here and watch this again right now.
Dude, 100%.
Just to go back, because there were some good twists in the movie too, and like just so I could go back and maybe try to see some clues. Things
to look out for. So that's the whole thing. He's an unreliable narrator. You never know. I mean, he's delusional. That was one reveal they gave you, was that he was delusional about a relationship. So like, so if that wasn't real, what else wasn't real? I want to go back and see if I can find the trigger to show you this is not real. There's a lot of like his laughter. So there was a scene where he's like in his work locker room, and he's buddying it up with his coworkers, and he has a maniacal laugh as he's leaving, but you can't see the people in the room, and he turns a corner, his laugh stops abruptly, and he goes into his boss's office, where his boss proceeds to tell him that his coworkers are afraid of him. They think he's fucking weird.
Right.
So all of that in there didn't fucking happen. So it's like, okay, is the laugh what tells you? Or is it the dancing?
Right.
A lot of dancing.
There was a lot of dancing in the Joker. A lot of stares, a lot of dancing, a lot of cigarettes.
Yeah. Smoking them down to that butt.
Well, that we coined a new term.
Right.
And that last drag of the cigarette, when the cherry hits the filter and it tastes bad, from now on, that will be known as the Joker's drag.
Yeah. He loved doing that in this movie.
He was always smoking them right down to the butts. And man, I used to smoke some cigarettes every once in a while, and when you do that, so gross.
It's so
and
gross.
so hot. It would make your throat super hot.
I would not let it get like a tank of gas. I never gonna let it get to the fourth. I let it get right before the logo on the cigarette, and I'm like, that's it, that's done.
On to the next one.
Yeah,
it was a great movie, and we don't have to spend an hour on it, but I really enjoyed it, and I had that classic cinema feeling, and I don't have that very often because I don't go to the movies that often.
Yeah, normally when I leave a movie, I don't go in expecting to be wowed. I'm like, this is just going to entertain me for an hour and a half to 3 hours, however long the fucking movie is. This one, sitting in the theater watching it, I'm like, what? Like I was glued to the screen. It was not a thrill ride, because I wasn't on the edge of my seat, but I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortably comfortable watching it. You know what I mean? It was really uneasy, but I wanted to see not how it ends, but how the story progresses. I thought it was a very smart, I thought it was a very true representation of how mental illness unchecked can affect a person.
Right.
And how society just doesn't give a shit about the mentally ill.
Totally, man. And that was kind of my big takeaway was this was like a look at mental illness, way more than an action movie, way more than a mystery, a drama, whatever. I was like, he encapsulated mental illness and how that could really fuck someone up. And the crazy thing is, Josh, I was talking to my dad last night, and I told him all about the movie, and he wants to see it. And, we both agreed. The fucked up thing is, there are people out there like that.
Yeah.
If not worse,
Well, it's not, I'm not going to say society purposely shuns them, but, it's very, the movie was political in that it was showing a time, it was kind of loosely based on the New York garbage strike in the 70s or 80s.
81.
So, the movie was based in 81. So it's a society that's it's broken. There's not a lot of money. They cut back things where they shouldn't cut back things. They cut back funding to the mentally ill, to social services. So the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting drastically poorer.
Right.
And that kind of mirrors what's going on in our society now. I mean, it's not as bad. It's not as dark. I guess if you're in a person like Arthur Fleck's position, it is fucking dark. But for people like you and I who are in the middle, we don't see it. And I think that's the big problem is we're here. It's like you're in a hall of mirrors, and you're kind of disoriented. I'm just focusing on where my life is.
Right.
And you're not thinking about Richie Rich making literally $1 million every 30 seconds. And then someone like an Arthur Fleck person who is barely getting by, can't afford his medication. Medication gets cut. And now they're just in a loop of fucking crazy.
Man. It's something to think about for sure.
Right.
I know it took place in Arkham or Gotham City. Gotham City, not Arkham. Gotham City, of course.
Looked a hell of a lot like New York, though.
And that got me thinking. There was like a big subway scene, a lot of scenes in alleys and stuff. And I was wondering, I was like, okay, if this is supposed to take place around 1981, give or take, has New York City always been a shithole?
Yeah.
Dude, like...
It was bad.
I know it was. Is it worse? Was it worse back then than it is now?
Yeah, it was apparently
pretty nasty now.
So like, and like, I mean, it started out as shit. It was the first major city in our country. So, everyone just flocked there. And you're stacking people on top of each other. There's millions of people in New York City. So you have, in like the 70s, 80s, anytime you can just watch any movie from the 70s and 80s, and if it's set in New York City, that's how it looked. Trash piling up, hookers everywhere, peep shows everywhere. People talk about San Francisco now. There's human shit and blah, blah, blah everywhere.
Right.
Well, that was fucking New York City, man.
Right. And the rats.
Super rats.
Oh, my gosh.
So many rats.
Rats are
Pizza
so gross.
rats.
Big old rats.
Big old rats. So, yeah, so it was always shitty. And it still kind of is, man. When I was in New York City, a year or two ago, I was expecting to see, like, show me the gritty.
Right.
And it is. But it's like a polished turd.
Okay.
Like, you can put a tuxedo on a homeless guy, but if you don't shower him and clean him up, like, that's still a stinky homeless guy in a tuxedo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I noticed when I went to Brooklyn, I know that's different than New York City proper, but I just noticed, I was like, man, everything just kind of stinks. And I don't know, everything stinks. There's graffiti everywhere. And like, I love good graffiti.
Yeah.
I was sitting at a train crossing the other day, and I'm the worst about getting caught by a train. Like, every time I see a railroad crossing, those fucking arms start swinging down.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the train.
You're stuck.
I'm stuck. And I was right up front, and this train was going by pretty quick. It was a very, very long train. Probably took about 7 or 8 minutes to go by.
Ugh.
But I was really appreciating the art on the cars. The graffiti is so cool. But there's a difference between that and like scratching, tagging. I don't know what you call it.
Well,
but
that's my thing.
Shitty
like,
graffiti.
Whenever I'm in like New York City or Chicago or like a bigger city like that where it's kind of everywhere, it looks really cool and I appreciate it. But there's always a part of me that as I'm looking, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then the back of my mind goes, that's probably a gang tag.
Right.
Like, what if it is? And like, am I in the middle of some sort of like fucking turf that I don't know about?
Should I be going?
Yeah. I seem like going in that direction where there's more of that.
Yeah.
And not to be like a white male, blah, blah, blah. No, if it's not safe to go, it's not safe to go.
Right.
Gotham City in 1981, not a safe place to be.
Not safe at all.
For anybody.
No.
I was thinking about that a lot when I was watching. I was like, okay, so there's also that. Not to talk too much about the film, but so you think it's like New York City, people on top of people, you're never alone. There's never silence. Well, there's some key scenes in that movie where he's brutally murdering people, and there's no one but him and this person around.
Right.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I understand.
Or is that part of the psychosis where he blocks everything out and he's the star of his own show?
That's what I loved about it. And again, spoiler, it's like the psychosis and the kind of like reverse Fight Club. Like, did he make it up? Did he not? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I really like that. And that's what really makes me want to go back and watch it again, knowing what I know now.
Regardless, it's a story of an unhinged, mentally ill person who does kill people. That's at the end of the day. He did do all of those things.
Yeah.
Did it happen the way it happened? I don't know. And there's always that talk about, well, how can this be a Joker prequel if Bruce Wayne...
Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil has a lot to say about Joker. If, Bruce Wayne's only 10 years old, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, they don't say how old Arthur Fleck is. They don't say how old Bruce Wayne is.
Right. Joker's
always been older than Bruce. It could work. I think it would be really cool. I don't think they should do it in a, quote, comic book movie fashion where it's not this big, like, flashy, CGI, blah, blah, blah. If they made a fucking super gritty sequel to this, where it's set 10 years later, Bruce Wayne is just becoming Batman, and he's fighting, he finds out about Joker, they're vying. They make a twist in the movie to where it seems like they're really connected in some way. If you can work on that, and that same kind of aspect of keeping it kind of mental and visual, and not so much like weaponry and the bat boat and shit like that. Just make it like what would it look like if a rich kid decides to be a vigilante?
Yeah.
You know?
We don't need like batarangs and
bat
lasers.
nipples. I don't need a bat credit
lasers.
card. I don't need ice skates to come out of the bottom of his fucking shoes.
Right.
You know, it would be neat to see.
Yeah.
I doubt they'll do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because it did end. That's the last thing I want to say about the movie. I felt like it ended perfectly.
Yeah.
There was this huge peak in the story.
Crescendo.
A crescendo, exactly. And then after that peak, the movie ended within like 4 minutes.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that
really liked it.
It
Yeah,
out.
I thought it ended perfectly. It left me wanting more because after that big crescendo, I thought, shit, there's going to be another 20, 30 minutes left of this movie, or 20 minutes at least. And I was really happy that it wrapped up the way it did. And it did leave me wanting more instead of being like, damn, wrap it up. I got to piss. You know?
Right.
One of the reasons I don't go to a movie a lot.
Well, especially a 2-hour film.
Yeah.
That's long.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's not a shorty.
I was wondering if there was going to be something like that, like there's people that read into that kind of shit, like the runtime. You know, the runtime is actually, if you break it down, the numerology of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure it means something, but who knows?
Another thing I liked about it was the music. It wasn't overstated. But I liked like the orchestral stabs and stuff like that. I liked the way they used certain songs in the movie. I don't have any really like bright and shining examples, but I did think to myself a couple of times in the movie, I was like, this music is kind of perfect. It wasn't like cheesy, like there wasn't like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Well, the scene when he first gets his Joker ensemble, which we talked about that, like I'm calling it now. That's going to be the Halloween costume this year. There's people are going to go to a thrift store and try to find a maroon suit and be that, because it's super easy to do.
Sure.
Like Heath Ledger's like, I'm not going to find a fucking purple tuxedo anywhere.
Right.
But I can find a leisure suit and make it look kind of like that.
Yeah, a burnt orange leisure suit isn't probably too hard to find.
No. Dye your hair green with some manic panic or whatever. Call it a day. And your makeup doesn't have to be weird. And no, you just put on like just regular clown makeup.
You don't need scars.
Don't need the scars.
No.
But the first when he first puts on the suit and it's like doing that, they showed in the trailers where he's going dancing down the stairs and shit. The song that was playing then isn't the song that they use on the trailer, and it kind of takes you out of it because it's kind of like an upbeat, happier song.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I dug the music a lot. Again, like I don't have like a perfect example, but they did use a couple of big songs in the movie. But more of like the score I really enjoyed. I felt like it set the mood really well.
But the score is also mixed subtly. It wasn't just big, hits. It was kind of just in the background, and it was kind of a quiet movie.
Yeah.
And it was
quiet and dark.
Yeah.
A lot of lamps, a lot of nighttime, a lot of subway, it was just a very dark movie.
Well, and things that were shot during the day had that kind of gray,
like the hazy
overcast kind of a vibe to it, just to kind of show how gritty it was. Not in the gritty like, it's gonna be fucking dark, this isn't your mama's Joker, know, but it's in that like
your mama's Joker,
just to show you. It set an uneasy feeling to the whole movie.
I agree.
I liked it.
So speaking of music, we put out a boys poll, and I was really trying when I made this post. I was really, 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 really trying to come up with a funny thing to call it, and boys poll is not it. So if you have any ideas, let us know. But I put out a poll, and it simply said, "What is the perfect song?"
I like the way you worded that, because it can mean anything. Right. It can mean literally name me the perfect song. Like, I don't know, Walking in Memphis by that one dude who did Walking in Memphis.
Yeah.
Or what does the perfect song mean to you?
Exactly. And I wanted to keep it kind of open-ended. So as I continued, I said, what, in your opinion, defines songwriting perfection start to finish? What makes a perfect song? Hit us up with some examples. The best answers will be discussed on the next episode of Boys. Now,
and by God, it's the next episode of Boys.
It is. And now, we're going to read some of these answers and talk about it. Not necessarily all the best answers, just a varied, a sprinkling of different answers. But I will say this. I want to thank each and every one of you that answered. This is by far, we used to have a Sunday question that we would post on Sundays and get a little stew going, get a little conversation brewing.
Yeah.
Percolating. And then we would talk about it on the next episode. This was by far the most answered question ever. We got like over 50 answers across different platforms.
After we posted it, I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'll take a gander back in a couple hours, see if Taylor Vincent commented,
right?
You know, but no, dude,
he was
like
the first.
Yeah, damn, dude. Yeah. It struck a chord, no pun intended, with people.
Well, I got my Instagram pulled up. You've got the Facebook pulled up, and we are going to talk about a couple of these. I will start out with at My Body's My Temple, friend of the show. He says, "Wouldn't It Be Nice" by the Beach Boys is the best American pop song.
I would agree.
I'm not gonna personally say it's the best. Personally,
it's
but
up
I
there.
think it's a really strong contender.
My wife and I, when we were on our honeymoon, I keep saying that, our anniversary trip to Taos, New Mexico, which was fucking beautiful. When you're out in the middle of nowhere like that, you get no service, so you can't like just stream shit. You have to, whatever's downloaded to your Spotify. So my wife's Spotify was kind of spotty, but she had pet sounds on her phone. It's like, let's fucking play that shit.
Yeah.
So we're listening to this record. I'm like, man, you know, people do say this is the best record a lot, but it's fucking true, man. Like, the songs, as crazy as that man was.
Yeah. There's some magic to them.
Oh, so
and
good.
to me, that song, along with a lot of other Beach Boys songs, really just paints a picture of what life might have been like back then. Like, I went through a big Pet Sounds phase many, many years ago.
I think, for me, I don't know what it is. In My Room, there's something about the way In My Room was written, like the structure of it, the chord progression, the melody.
Yeah.
It sticks in my craw.
Right.
In a good way.
Gets up in there.
Yeah.
We also have at Raygun Bush, Randy Heyer, friend of the show. He says American Girl. And that's a pretty strong contender too. Like, it's so iconic.
It's so iconic that it's been ripped off multiple times.
Yeah. Like, everything from, you know, the lyrics to the beat to the guitar tone.
We're just starting out with that, like, ding a ding a ding a ding ding.
That's a strong one, Randy. I gotta hand it to you. You got one over there?
Okay, so like we said, Taylor Vincent. He off the top of my stone brain, Hallelujah, but only the Leonard Cohen version. Jeff Buckley should have spent more time taking swimming lessons. Burn. Modern Kicks by the Exploding Hearts. Blasphemous Rumors by Depeche Mode. Goodbye Horses by Q Lazarus. I'm not gonna lie, I've only heard Hallelujah.
Okay. Well, got a little homework to do.
I got to do some searching. Wayne Wedge, friend of the show. American Badass by Kid Rock and I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred. I might say, no joke, I'm Too Sexy will go down in history as a song.
It will go down as a song. That is correct.
I'm not going to say it defined a generation, but it definitely is a peek into the window of what the 90s was like.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean?
And what's neat about this, and I might be jumping the gun here, but you ask the question, you get a million different answers. And that's the beauty of music. It's so subjective that one person's trash is another man's smash.
So,
or ladies.
James Horton, friend of the show, kind of went a different direction, said, maybe a chill beat, maybe not, but otherwise is that one chord of an instrument or vocal in the beginning that hits your brain and says, you know me. It's a feeling. There's a lot of classic examples, but something recently had in my head lately is Sales, You Look Well. Okay, so I get that. So yeah, it's like, I get what he's saying there. Like, it hits you right off the, you just know. And it could be that jangly guitar on American Girl, or just something that just like hits you, or
right.
Let's get it started in here.
Oh yeah, Fergalicious.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe it's something that just hits you.
Yeah.
Jonathan Knight, previous Boys guest, had a little list. Jimmy World Praise Chorus. I will agree.
Is that? Are you listening?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Descended Spikeage on a whole other world, different. As far as pop punk songs go, pioneers of pop punk, I'd say that.
Okay.
Knapsacks, Thursday Side of the Street. 15, Petroleum, Distillation. Acceptance, So Contagious, and Depeche Mode, It's Not. I'm assuming Depeche Mode is going to be on a lot of these lists.
Yeah.
People seem to really like Depeche Mode.
We had at Molly Killers on Instagram with another approach. She said, I feel like what makes a song perfect is when it has a purpose. Some songs, when you listen to them, you just don't know what they stand for, who they are, and they're just noise. However, when you can tell what a song is for what it stands for, it just hits differently, and that's what makes it perfect to me. And I think that that's a really good answer.
Yeah.
And kind of furthers the point that this is all subjective. You know, I think, personally, Hook by Blues Traveler is the perfect song. I've been on a little Blues Traveler kick lately. I've been traveling the blues. I've been honking on Bobo. I've been popping off.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you what, I think Hook by Blues Traveler might be my personal pick for a perfect song.
John Popper missed an opportunity with naming it a biography popping off.
You know what he named his biography?
What is it?
I just bought it. It's actually sitting in my living room right now. That's how deep I am on this Blues Traveler madness. Mm-hmm. It's called Suck and Blow. And he's a harmonica player.
He's a harmonica guy. Okay, so on Facebook, Chase McCumber, future Boys guest, you're coming on the goddamn show, especially with this. It's pretty long, so I'm not gonna draw it out. But go to our Boys Facebook post on this whole poll. He's got a lot of good things to say about it, and it's very smart and very well written, well put together.
Yeah, he put some thought into this. It's a long one.
And then a person commented, "Why so many words can you simply say all-star? Funny,
right?
All-star, great song.
Some get it. We get it.
Yeah, we had a lot of good responses, man, and it really made me think of what makes a perfect song, what makes a song great, what makes a song hit you.
I would say something that's infectious, perhaps a catchy beat or a catchy guitar riff, or maybe like a strong vocal right off the bat. You know, there's a lot of perfect songs out there. I like all kinds of music. I like everything, you know, from 90s country to like some hip hop, you know, rock, psychedelic. Like I like all kinds of stuff. You know, I'm really not like perfect example. I love Neil Young. Love Neil Young, right? But I don't really care as much for his acoustic work. I like Neil Young and Crazy Horse. I like the electrified
You're
stuff.
more like the Tron. What was that thing called?
Trans.
Trans.
Yeah, well, I like Trans. I like Zuma. I like, you know, there's a lot of them out there. Tonight's the Night. There's a lot. I like Neil Crank to 11. Just ripping on like 2 notes for a guitar solo.
Gibson Les Paul Studio.
Yeah, dude. He's awesome. Like, but I kind of think his acoustic stuff, while I appreciate it, it's just really kind of boring to me. That's a good Neil. You should add that to the bag.
It's always nonsensical words too. But I mean, Harvest is a great record.
Yeah, we got a lot, and I must stress a lot of responses. I would check them out on our Instagram or Facebook. Yeah. And we'll do another one soon. Yeah. And I'd like to keep this going, keep this fire burning.
I would say for me, what makes a song, what hits me with a song, it's usually the place where you are in your life at the time. Like sometimes, it's like, dude, this song fucking rips.
Right.
But a lot of the time, it's just maybe you're at a point in life where, you know, your girlfriend broke up with you, you're pretty bummed, but there's this song. It doesn't have to be like a fucking brilliant song. But just a lyric in the second verse, just fucking you feeling like, fuck, yes, this is my jam now.
It just resonates, man.
And every time you listen to it, you wait for that second verse line to come, and then you just put it on your MySpace page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes a song will just lyrically hit you.
I remember being younger and being like, this song really defines me. I'm going to put it on my Zanga. Or your MySpace. You could do the custom themes. You go in and kind of like code a little bit to edit them.
You could have it play whenever people open up your MySpace page.
Which, let's face it, that was so annoying.
Like have a song automatically play?
Yes, you're tangling the web a little bit. You might be checking out a babe, you know? And then, you know, it starts blasting AFI or something like that. And it's just like, damn, you just blew out my speakers and you blew up my spot. I'm in the library. I'm trying to be quiet.
Trying to be quiet here.
Oh.
Why got them speakers on?
Yeah.
Ah.
So you recently did a little traveling. You just mentioned it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it, because we haven't really got to talk that much about it.
Our 5-year wedding anniversary, we went to Taos, New Mexico, and then traveled down to Santa Fe to go to Meow Wolf, which I'll talk about that. So we go to Taos. I don't know if you've driven west. We took I-40 to Amarillo to get some coffee and whatever, and then took side highways the rest of the way. And my God, New Mexico is the most beautiful fucking landscape, because you're driving through mountains and giant pine trees and so beautiful. Then we get there. Our Airbnb I got it because it said it's secluded.
Okay.
Because we wanted to be romantic. We're gonna get some food and make stuff there, drink a little wine, do what you do. Get there. Have you ever been Airbnb burned?
Yeah, in different ways, I think. But yeah, I've definitely got the old bait and switch a couple times.
So we get there. It's supposed to be this like the person's house, and it's supposed to be like a studio apartment detached on the land. Get there. Guess what? It's their fucking garage. They converted into an apartment.
So like a big single room?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But it was modern. Everything in there was nice. It was just their garage. The whole thing said there was a patio. You can like have coffee and watch the sunrise and sunset, blah, blah, blah. Patio is their driveway.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, this is a bummer. You know what? We're here. Let's just unload our shit. Let's go into town.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's get a beverage and some food.
Now, how many nights did you stay here?
3.
Okay.
So
you're in.
So we go to this place. I wanted to check out the Adobe Inn. It's a historic hotel with a lobby bar, super tiny little bar.
Okay.
I loved it. We walk in. No one greets us. No one seats us. So we go seat ourselves. We're taking a look around. Order a beverage from the bartender. And Diana's like, checking her phone, seeing if there's anything going on in town. And I'm doing that, that look around, you look over your left shoulder, look over your right shoulder. And I give Diana a nudge and I go, do a little 360. She looks around and I go, we are, by at least 30 years, the youngest people here.
Oh, wow.
It's old people in Patagonia puffer vests.
Okay.
Just hanging out. Like, maybe that's why they didn't greet us, because they're like, maybe we work here? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
What are these two kids doing? Like,
yeah.
I'm 30, I'm old.
Yeah.
But it made me feel so good. I felt young.
That's good.
Like, yeah. So, and we were thinking while we're eating, like, did we just get another Airbnb? Do we cancel and just get a hotel in town? Because it wasn't what we expected.
Right.
Long story short, we decided to suck it up and just fucking deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, we drove down to Santa Fe for Meow Wolf. Have you heard of Meow Wolf?
I have, yeah.
It is a interactive art exhibit, and Diana really wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Looked online, $30 ticket.
Okay.
I was like, the cheapie in me was like, this better be really fucking good. $60.
The old cheapskate popped his head out. Yeah.
We go, and my God, I don't want to ruin it because I don't want to spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck, did they put a lot of work into this thing? It blew my mind.
Okay.
It's a sci-fi story based. They built this like house inside of this building, a fully there's not running water, but it looks like a fully functional house, and there's secret passageways. Oh, do I love a secret passageway?
Oh man, me too,
dude. Did you ever try to find one in your house? Like, maybe there's a secret passageway.
Yeah, my great-grandma's house up in Ohio when I was a kid, they had a couple in their house, and then they also had a dumbwaiter from the second story to the first story. And man, I thought that was so cool, and I got my sister to get in it, and I like lowered her down, which
Dude.
It was probably like, she was probably like way too heavy, even as a kid to like
could have killed it.
Get down there. Yeah. But I lowered her.
I love secret passage, and this house had tons of them, and they take you to other dimensions.
Oh wow,
dude, it was so fucking amazing. I want to go back, like with Joker. I want to go back and rewatch it and try to find the clues. I want to go back to Meow Wolf. I'll gladly drop another $30 and drive the however long it takes to get there.
Right.
To experience that again. Highly suggest it. Meow Wolf Santa Fe. That night we go back to Taos and I cancel my reservation at this restaurant. We're like, fuck that. It's a little too hoity-toity. We end up let's get a glass of wine and like a little snackies at this other restaurant.
Little snackies.
Closer to the place. Because, man, we're pretty far out from Taos. We go in, and then it's pretty packed, and this cute old bald man comes up to us like, you guys, you're unlucky. You're at the tail end of a long wait. And I go, it's okay. Let's go somewhere. He's like, no, come with me. Took us to this back room.
Oh,
you walk through the kitchen where they bake their own bread, and just like the smell. Oh, it was amazing. And he sat at this table back in the back, brought us some wine, popped them open, left them there, had some wine while we're waiting on a table, chatting.
Yeah.
He came back, sat down with us, asked us what we liked, what we're in town for. Super welcoming, super inviting.
Nice.
And then we went back. We weren't even going to get a table. We're like, we'll just drink this wine here and we'll just bounce.
Yeah.
And he found us a table, sat at the table, had some nice little, what do you call that? Shared plate kind of a thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Couldn't have asked for a more amazing experience.
Very cool.
And then the rest of it, we drove around, went to saw some different ski valleys and shit like that, and driving through the nature and hit up a lot of breweries, a lot of those out there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, it was beautiful. That's all I can say. Like the whole experience, like it was just beautiful.
It sounds like the whitest trip ever.
Super white.
I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying
super white.
Yeah, but it sounds awesome. I love that. Like when I have an experience similar to when you went to the restaurant, you kind of got this special treatment.
Yeah.
Like at first you're going to think that, damn, this sucks. Oh, this is just not our night.
Mm-hmm.
And then it flips and you get this like special treatment and you get to kind of see a different side of something. Yeah. That's a great experience, man.
Yeah, man. Like you literally see how the bread's made. It was
literally,
dude. It was great. I loved it. It was my first time to go to Taos. I've been to Santa Fe a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this about it. I don't know if it's just the elevation or if soap isn't really readily available there. The locals all kind of smelled like they pooped their pants.
Really? Just in the air.
It could just be that's just what it smells like there and they just don't know.
Uh-huh.
But as an outsider, like, cause when we got to that Adobe bar the first time, there's a fella dressed real New Mexico hipster, giant brimmed hat.
Yeah, explain.
Okay, so I'm just going to go top to bottom. You know those hats? Like a Quaker Oat hat?
Okay,
But this one is kind of dingy, like worn in.
Yeah.
Real worn in, broken. It's probably like an $800 hat that she was wearing.
Sure.
Long, just not, like that unkempt hair where it's kind of greasy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of necklaces. Kind of a shirt, like a collared shirt, unbuttoned almost to the navel.
Mm-hmm.
Jacket, like a jean jacket over that. A lot of rings. And he was sitting square in the middle of the bar. So there's like a chair next to him and a chair on the other side. I'm like, could you hop over one so me and my wife can sit? Oh, yeah, no problem, man. And as he scoots next to me in front of me, I just get this waft of like, whoa.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah.
Like poo.
Yeah.
Like dried poo.
Oh.
But then I'm like, okay, maybe it's just that guy. But it wouldn't leave my fucking nose.
Yeah.
So then the next day as we're walking around this farmer's market, it was everywhere. I was like, okay, maybe this is just what it is. And very white, a lot of white people. But they all dress. I couldn't tell, like, are you homeless? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, cargo pants with like hiking boots, but everything is like taupe. Like everything's just like brown.
Right.
And tan. Kind of dirty, dingy looking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so is this the look? Is that the Taos vibe? Homeless.
The Taos look. I get it.
I didn't. And I was, I'm wearing a black skinny jeans, like my black jean jacket with patches on it. And like, maybe they looked at me like I was a weirdo.
Yeah, you were the out-of-towner in that situation.
Definitely. It's like, I do not fit in here.
See, I've driven through Taos, but I've never spent a lot of time there. And after you telling me about this and kind of the vibe of the place, I guess, for lack of a better word, I really want to go check it out. Like, I love the beauty of nature, man.
Yeah.
I'm not a big outdoors person, but I can really appreciate beautiful sights.
Yeah.
Some snow, perhaps.
Dude, I want to go back in the winter. I want to, when you drive through something like it's majestically beautiful.
Yeah.
In like the fall. In my mind, it's like, this is a ski area. Like there's 4 fucking ski resorts here,
Yeah.
What does this look like covered in snow? I bet it is majestic.
Oh,
and,
I bet.
So we went to Red River Valley, which is like one of the highest points in New Mexico. We're walking around, having a good time. We're just going to go check it out because Greg from the bar said there's some really cool spots there, good restaurants, good bars to check out. I'm like, yeah, we'll drive there, have a beer, and drive back down.
Yeah.
Thinking it's out of season. Nothing's going to be open.
Right.
Pull up, and by God, you would have thought Kiss was playing a street show or something. Like, it was packed as fuck.
Really?
Oktoberfest was going on.
So you lucked out.
Lucked out.
Any other weekend, you might have been there by yourself.
Might have, yeah. Probably just would have drove up there for absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So we walked around, enjoyed all that, and Diana looks at me, she goes, hey, like do the check your nose, like, oh, I've got boogies, and I wipe my nose, and blood.
Really?
The air was so thin, your boy had nosebleeds.
Right. Yep, that happened.
I was like, well, if we're going to come here to go skiing, How's that gonna work? I was gonna walk around with a fucking Andrew WK.
Where you're like, hey, hand me a tampon.
Yeah. Shove that joker right up in there. An OB. But no, man, it was a long story short. It was great. I suggest going.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not trying to offend our New Mexico listeners. It's just the way it smelled to me was like poop.
Okay. Hey, you call it as you see it, Josh.
I'm not saying I'm the most handsome smelling man in the world.
I would agree.
But
I'm just kidding.
I know I don't smell like dried poop.
Right. Yeah, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
I've never been really a stinky guy. I shower like every other day. I don't have a job where I like sweat my ass off or so I usually shower every other day and I'm good.
Have you ever found yourself this happened to me a few times. Because we don't have a job where we sweat our ass off. That I realized I hadn't showered in like 4 days.
I've done that a time or two. I'm usually pretty on schedule every other day. Sometimes I'll do it every day. Yeah. It really depends on the weather because like when it's super cold outside, I don't like bathing as often because my skin gets dry.
Yeah.
And like it's just uncomfortable.
It feels good when you're in a hot shower and it's cold though.
But
as soon as you get out, it's like,
yeah, like you wake up in the morning and it's freezing in the bathroom. You're like, fuck, I don't want to like get naked in here and rub a dub.
Yeah, my 4-day thing was I realized that it was like, oh, I'm gonna hit the shower. And I told Diane, I was like, hey, I'm gonna get in the shower, and she goes,
thank God.
And she goes, yeah, it's been a few days. I was wondering when you're gonna do that. I'm like, why didn't you say something?
Yeah.
Do I stink? She's like, no, you don't stink. She's like, I just noticed you didn't take a shower.
Well, that's the thing is if you don't stink, what's the point? I'm a clean guy.
You got to clean some, but you do want that biome, a natural biome going on, you know? I don't know.
Maybe these people are showering too much, so their biome isn't built up.
Maybe.
So they smell like poo-poo.
But you're also surrounded by like dirt.
Yeah.
It's just dirt everywhere.
Well, man, I'm glad you went.
Yeah, me too.
Congratulations to you and the missus.
Oh, thank you.
5 years, again, the rule of 5. Round it off to the 5.
That's
5
true.
years.
Yeah.
That's a little milestone, man. 5
well,
years.
That's all we did. Like 5, we'll do that for 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. Like we'll do stuff. We'll like make dinner or go to a nice dinner in town or something. But 10, you do something else. You do something. It's got to be. Yeah, the 5 increments is where you make it big.
I feel like 5 is the lowest increment you can celebrate. Right. Who's going to be like, yeah, we went to Hawaii for our 4th wedding anniversary. No. Save it for 5.
Save it
for 10.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to skip 15.
You can skip 15. What's up?
10 and 20.
So you go, 5, 10, 10, 20,
25,
30, 40,
50.
And that's it. I mean,
60, 70, 75.
If you can make it to a 75th wedding anniversary.
You got married when you were a kid.
Well, my great-grandparents did.
Did they really?
They got married when they were 13.
Wow.
State of Arkansas, you can do that.
Could you go back to your 13-year-old boy brain?
They were together until they died in their 90s.
That's insane.
Oh, I thought about that. Like
getting married at 13?
13. That would be, I thought about this. The first person who ever touched my penis that wasn't me.
Yeah. That's true. And maybe you're like your mom.
At 13.
She wiped your penis when you were a child.
But just the growth from 13 to 16 is insane.
Dude, I was an idiot when I was 16. I was an idiot when I was 13. I was an idiot when I was 20. It's like, wow.
But that was also a time when you're 13, you're working at the mill.
Yep.
You got a job. You're driving a fucking car.
Well, dude, life was way simpler back then.
Oh, slower, yeah.
There was very slow. And, going back to the Joker thing, I was talking to Matt about it last night, Matt Bison, and he said, did you think it was weird that after he killed those people and he let that one guy go, that like the cops didn't show up immediately? And I was like, dude, this was 1981. This was pre-internet, pre-cell phone, pre-text message. There was also a riot being planned, or like a big happening going on.
Right.
Things just moved slower back then.
A lot slower.
But
But also,
like, I guess you're right.
But also, it was after he killed that guy and let the little person go. I mean, it's going to take that little person a while to get down those stairs.
Oh, that's true. A lot of height shaming in that movie.
But the next scene was him dressed up and leaving. And then the cops found him. So I think they were called.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. It's everything, all the reactions seemed pretty realistic to what would go down.
Totally.
Well,
if you haven't seen it, loyal listeners, go check it out. Do
yourself a favor.
I'm not even a movie guy, and I got to say one more time, it was worth the price of admission. I think that the movie wouldn't have had the impact that it did if I watched it at home. There's something to be said for being in that element.
Yeah,
being in that theater.
You want to see a movie like that, and that's what we said afterwards. I'm so glad we saw it in a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't have had the same impact if I watched it on my 42-inch Insignia TV.
Right. Spare no expense, Josh.
Spare no expense on that Insignia.
So, okay, well, this is a good time to wrap it up, bro. I got to get to packing. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll be back turning and burning.
Jet setter.
Quick trip for work. Got to go shoot some video.
Where are you going?
Back. North Carolina, I think. Virginia? I don't know.
East.
I have no clue where I'm going.
But you're only there for like 12 hours.
I'm going to be there for 12 hours and I'm coming back. So it'll be a quick one, and then we'll just resume our schedule when we get back. Mm-hmm. Lastly, I do got to say, yesterday was a big day for me.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I got a new bike, a new hog. I got to say, Mr. Mark Norman inspired me to get out there on that open road. I got rebit by the scooter bug.
Yeah.
And then I thought, you know what? I've ridden this scooter for 3 years. It's been paid off for 2 years.
Take it up a notch.
I think it's time for an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this bike called the Honda Grom.
Right.
And I went down the rabbit hole doing some research on it. It's like if a bike and a scooter had a baby.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an in-between. It's got smaller wheels. It's not a full-size crotch rocket or Harley type bike.
Larger wheels than a scooter, smaller wheels than a motorcycle.
Yeah. But I was looking at the Honda Grom, ended up going to the Kawasaki dealership. They've got a Z125, which is like their version of like the Grom. Mm-hmm. I went with the Kawasaki. I think I made the right choice.
I think it too.
Financed that joker for a few years, put a nice little down payment on it. I will be out and about on that thing, and I am so excited. I'm going to try to get a ride in today before I leave town.
What's interesting, man, is you were telling me about this bike. I'd never heard. I'm not a bike guy.
Right.
Like I know what I know. Like when it comes to motorcycles and scooters and shit, I'm in my one lane and that is it. I like vintage Vespa style stuff. And for motorcycles, I like cruisers, like things like that.
Yeah.
Not a big ninja guy or anything like that.
Right.
So when you brought up the Grom, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up. Extremely popular.
Oh yeah.
Like people love the shit out of these things.
Yep.
And so yeah, we went there. We did a little A/B. We went to multiple places.
Yep.
A/B'd it. And man, I think you made the right decision. And
I hope so.
While you were there the whole time, I kept going back. There's a bike there I saw that I really liked, and I kept going back to it. And people would come by like, "You gonna get that?" I'm like,
"Yeah."
You know what? I'll be back.
Right.
But man, it put the bug in me of like, I think I want to get one.
Well, dude, there's not a better time to buy a bike than right before winter.
Oh, it's the best time to buy a bike.
Let me tell you, I have no buyer's remorse, but I will say I do kind of feel like an idiot. However, this is a 2020 Kawasaki Z125. They just came out like literally a month ago.
And the color you got is extremely rare.
Yeah, it's like a flip-flop gray that kind of looks purple sometimes, kind of looks green sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's a cute little bike. And I can't wait to spend some time on it.
Here's the thing. Like we talked about earlier, there's 4 seasons in a year if you're fucking lucky.
Right.
We really haven't had a harsh enough winter to... Like last year, you probably could have ridden your scooter around in the winter and not really.
Most of it. I mean, there might have been like 2 or 3 weeks,
right.
But I'll be fine. I'll be fine. You'll see me out there on the road.
Zipping around.
I'm thinking about getting a body decal kit that's just like, ha 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 ha.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All over it. We'll see.
Yeah.
With that said, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.